Cool. We're live. Look, bad news, everybody. Jammers, gamers, they are no longer here. You've got the voice of me, a lonely formal once again. Apparently a wall was built. Wasn't allowed to interact. Truth was, I just had to eat some dinner. But big shout out, big thank you to Jammers, gamers for coming in, showing me up, and making you all wish they were still here now. But let's get into this grand final. We're going to have some fun ones here. It is going to be the undefeated Nerf Juno. I mean, look, the squad has kind of been steamrolling everybody, deenos included, who they're going to be up against right now. Torrchi, Monk, and Kruha now. I haven't seen Monk playing for a good while now. Monk the Dawn is going to be back on stream, but deenos, rixy, and Aaiyo. I mean, Aaiyo, they've been doing pretty well, and they've gotten to this stage. We'll see if fortune will favor them in a second time around. Last time they did play, it did go 3-0 for the Nerf Juno side. I mean, look, it's a sentiment we can all get behind. Nerfing Juno even further into the ground is a lot of fun. First time going to Atlas's lab as well. It feels like in a hot minute, so we finally get to see a map we're more accustomed to seeing. And in a hot minute, I said production, okay? I understand what's happened. Either way, Torrchi putting the pressure on. Not going to get that goal just yet, although off of that KO, it was the double barrier falling. Rixy going to be playing this one quite forward, and Rixy has been playing super well, it feels like, all evening long. Kind of has been, in my eyes, that more breakout player, but when you're going up against Torrchi, I think that's going to be another thing entirely. Monk as well, known for being one of the more aggressive forwards on the Drakkar. You can see already kind of in Rixy's face. Now, quick overview on the Awakenings as our first point continues. Cast Last is going to be taken by a majority of the group. Monk, Kruha, deenos, and Rixy, all with that Awakening. For Aaiyo and Torrchi, though, the more aggressive forwards, they are going to be taking 1-2 punch. And Torrchi with 1-2 punch, I think it's definitely going to be that key focal point in this one, this Juliet. I'm expecting to see a lot from them. This is a best of 3, not a best of 1, so we will be seeing multiple matches between these teams, 2, possibly 3, hopefully 3, if we can get to that decider. First point, though, still up for grabs. Atlas's lab will be settled with a core flip shot from Torrchi to make it, well, a quick goal. So, first point going over to the blue side. Not too surprising there. Core flip going to be available for Kruha as we start off our second point on this one. These team compositions, what is going to be the name of the game for each side? Well, for our team in blue, Nerf Juno, it's going to be aggression. They're going to be KO hunting. They're going to be looking to put down that damage, and it's a Kruha team, so expect Kruha to be forward. Now, Kruha, the only back-to-back champion of the Monday Night Mondays, wants to make it a three-peat for themselves with a different team each time, technically. And it's, pardon me, it's very, very doable. Sorry, I'm allergic to black hole KOs, but if we get something with Monk underneath, not quite able to get it. Core flip from Aaiyo brings it back to the other side. For our other team, Erasmus, a Estelle, and another Dubu on defense. At the moment, their strategy is to probably try and prevent these goals, but more realistically, Rixy, is going to be, I think, the more forward of the two. Again, mainly because Estelle is a lot of that sort of, ranged attacker, can get those shots. Rixy, though, I could see really trying to use the pendulum as well as the death touch to kind of shorten the pitch as much as possible, play as far forward as they can realistically, because you can kind of play both, the upper and the lower half at the same time if you're able to kind of have your abilities correctly with the Rasmus. It's why one of the reasons why Rasmus is so dangerous. You get in the Rasmus space, and then he can get some damage on you, unless you're Torrchi, in which case you'll just punch him out regardless. So fair enough, Rasmus is going to go ahead and get KO'd, and this could be the opening for that blue side. Rolling out, Kruha still going to play in the middle of the field. Talking a little bit behind the scenes, the expectation that, like, Kruha with 2 hyper-aggressive forwards might play a bit more passive, play a bit further back. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be believing that. Kruha still is probably going to be looking to get to that midfield line as frequently as they can. Torrchi core flip will try to take it to that top side. deenos has the read, keeping it down for now. 1 barrier remaining on each side. Rixy back on the pitch. Immediately he goes onto the opponent's edge, and immediately Torrchi takes him out. Just not wanting to deal with Rasmus tonight, okay? It's not allowed. Sorry, Rixy. That side of the field is not your own. Aaiyo, though, was doing a pretty good job for the most part in kind of keeping things down on the top half. Eventually, though, the second barrier will fall. One more goal away from the first set as rixy goes underneath Kruha. Tried to pre-roll it. Predicted incorrectly, and now there's a chance for the goal back. Death Touch is going to do it, and that's what I was talking about before when it comes to the Rasmus and being able to play both the upper and lower half. Good little touch right there to get that goal. And rixy right back on it. Oh, 2-1. Last time they played, it wasn't just a Nerf Juno win. It was a Nerf Juno sweep as that KO. Give credit to Kruha for that one. Good use of the tofu wall right there. Power play in their favor, but Aaiyo has been doing, I think, pretty phenomenally so far in the midfield. deenos as well. Strong day so far. Core flip available on both themselves and Monk. We'll see how they get used. We'll see if Monk will actually be pressured to use it prematurely. Nope, they're going to use it for a pass. Back to Torrchi. Continues to play the corner. There's the punch, but the shot wasn't there. rixy able to disrupt Monk before the shot could come through. Really well done. That angle was tied. Aaiyo able to call back and make that save. Now, though, big punches from the Juliet. Not enough. Even with the core flip, the line breaks. The goal is scored, and the first set is going to go to Nerf Juno. Yeah, if we were expecting, you know, upset, it's going to be difficult. But I don't see this being a quick 3-0 either necessarily in these sets. I think we're going to be seeing some close points, some close games. These two definitely could go at it. And on a map like Atlas's Lab, which can get spicier than most, again, that black hole, it's just that element of chaos that we need to love. Well, that's going to be big, but you know what else is big, all right? Built different Juliet is a spooky thing to be seeing right now, especially on arguably one of the best Juliets in our humble region. Torrchi built different right now to go with that 1-2 punch. And we already saw the 1-2 punch, you know, kind of shutting rixy down already. So the fact that they're going to be continuing to see those hard hits, it's going to be very difficult. Although an awkward miss from Torrchi on the combo doesn't work out. On the other end, deenos gets a KO. Yeah, that point's going to go in favor of the deenos side. Really well done. And I think so much of that goal comes from the sidestep. Aaiyo just able to sidestep the tail end of Torrchi's combo, able to keep the pressure forward. They get that KO. Monk, you know, getting KO'd on the other side from deenos only helps the situation. Speaking of getting KO'd, Monk, that is twice now. They find themselves in a weird spot thanks to a tofu wall. Second time, though, it was a teammate's one. And, well, end result is another power play in favor of the team in red. Both barriers are down. All you need is one good touch, and you're going to have a 2-0 lead here in that second set. Black hole gets dealt with straight away. Monk is going to be focused, but now rixy has to be careful because Torrchi has him in their sights. They go elusive to buy some time, but here comes the special. No! Not enough for the KO, at least until Kruha goes ahead and rolls them right on out of here. Power play now favoring the blue side, but don't tell Aaiyo that. They're going to get another goal. 2-0 lead, deenos now in front. Kruha washed. Yeah, Kruha might be washed, all right? Kruha. Not looking too great right now. I mean, again, with this team in particular, Kruha is going to have to put in a little bit more of a defensive side because you can see time and time again, Torrchi and Monk are just running straight into the mosh pit and getting staggered for it. That said, Torrchi still has rixy on their sights. Kruha steps forward to kind of poke at rixy, but winds up losing a barrier at the same time. Not sure about that one. rixy, though, still quite low, still looking for the touches, tries to go up high. Kruha has the core flip. Deciding to hold it for now and would love to hold it past this point. KO. Goodbye, rixy. Hello, Torrchi, maybe? Nope. Tofu wall keeps it up high, at least for now. Monk continues to poke away. There's, you know, Estelle and Dricard, dreaded rivals, apparently. That net is open, but the core flip is used to make the save. deenos coming up big in a key moment. Monk now plays the patient game, crosses up the goalkeep, and will get that goal. So, set point, still no goal yet. Nerf Juno starting to fight back. The dinos are dancing. They believe. They want to see the dino dance. Dinos dance. I don't know, man. Alliterations are hard, all right? And don't make too much sense, especially because the dinosaur is kind of playing on the blue side right now with Monk. But that's neither here nor there. Just like the barrier, neither here nor there anymore either. It has been gone, and now going to the other side. deenos going so far forward. We don't get the tofu prison, but what we do get is a staggered rixy. You have to be careful because Kruha looking for that KO. Will give up the bottom barrier, though, not risking it. At least not yet. Torrchi stepping back, and I think now they're going to go for that kill shot. Good sidesteps from rixy, keeps them alive, but Monk still needs some help if they're going to get pressure for the second barrier. Now on the power play, Torrchi with the core flip as well, opts not to use it initially. Black Hole keeps the pressure on. Here comes the pass to themselves. Where are we going to see the core flip? Up top after the lock and load from Monk. Well timed, well shot, well scored, and we're tied once again at 2 apiece. Continuing along with this one, this is a pretty critical point. Don't want to see deenos down 2-0. Not in game 1 of this grand final. I think it would be a little bit disappointing, especially after that hot start. Expectation for this team, you know, you go down 2 sets against, you know, probably the #1 seed favorite to win squad. Probably not going to get that reverse. It can happen. We've seen it before. But the difference, this one goal, it's really going to sort of, I feel, set the tone for the rest of this series. Aaiyo wants to go up high. Kruha again, so off the core flip, but it's a double core flip coming from Nerf Juno. Monk used theirs as well, so a bit of a miscommunication moment. Works out in their favor. Goal is exposed. Aaiyo has rixy. Plays the patient game. Wall slows it down. Aaiyo tries to force it, but not going to get it this time as Torrchi gets a KO on the top side. Now looks to get it past Dino. Straight shot gets the barrier. And this could be dangerous. Aaiyo, though, in the front line. Volley should be up about now and uses it to attack Torrchi. As opposed to going to the shot, rixy is back. Full bar of stagger, and it's going to be a KO. Power play for deenos. A cross-up could do it, but no, instead it's crossed back down by Kruha. Does not matter. The snipe shot from Aaiyo is there, and the equalizing set goes to the deenos side. They stay in it. We're tied 1 apiece. Great set coming from the deenos team. One that they absolutely needed. Aaiyo playing so well right now. A lot of good choices for them. I'm looking at that Deadeye. I'm looking at stacks on stacks, but they're going to opt for the quick strike. You know, just get as much of that out there as possible. Stacks on stacks instead. We'll go to Kruha. Big Fish goes to the debut on the other side. Fire it up as well to this Juliet. Will be pretty good. Again, that energy sharage, those core flips. It does feel like Nerf Juno was a little reliant on him to get the goals in the first set, and less so in the second set, but still nonetheless, that will be a pretty nice pickup. I'm curious to see how rixy will be able to use that missile protection as well. I mean, we'll see how it comes through as the Tofu Pyramid does eventually break, slightly favoring the blue side, at least temporarily. All 3 members of deenos getting themselves squished down in the corner. Not entirely where you want to be. Volley puts initial pressure on. Second shot takes down the second barrier. Black Hole's back. No one goes near it. In fact, everyone was running away from the core, right? Like it's radioactive or something, which it very well could be. Aaiyo will lead to a power play favoring deenos. It was a good shot from rixy, and now with the pressure on, can Monk hold on? They've been staggered. Kruha's being asked to do so much here. Torrchi is back. They need to create the space, and they're not going to get it. The swinging pendulum puts it in. Rixy gets the first goal. It's a scary core, man. Core spooky. Sometimes you just run away from it. You don't want to deal with it. You'd rather put your effort attacking others. Here we go. Black Hole's going to break. Monk takes it down low. deenos holds defense for now. It's another Tofu Pyramid, and we're going to stay in that Tofu Pyramid for a hot minute. Eventually, we do break out. Power play favoring the Nerf Juno side as the first barrier falls. Second barrier, too, as the core got behind deenos. And now a core flip has to be expelled. This is not good. Low energy on the red side. Still have a core flip for Kruha. Torrchi as well as rixy taken quite low. Monk again being left to do the attacking, and actually going to be a bit of a snipe shot right there. Aaiyo getting that one in. So now the power play favors the other side. I love that. Roll out into the black hole. That's going to be the KO. Cross up, down, and in. Monk gets the goal. Kruha saves their core flip, and we're still tied 1 apiece. Alrighty. This finals beginning to deliver. Was hoping for a close series. We've got it thus far. Kruha wants to keep it underneath, but won't go too far with it. You see Death's Touch brought down. Torrchi can't find a way to get too far forward. Opting to stay a little bit further back, at least for now. Again, Torrchi has been playing much more of a midfield role, just waiting for people to kind of cross that midfield line and then going for KOs. It feels like patient play from Kruha. Baits out the volley. Torrchi, though, still unable to get that power play barrier. because Aaiyo and deenos put in the work, and deenos, I mean, they've been on it. Great goalkeeping coming from, you know, the player on the aforementioned team. Very, very interesting. So we'll pass it up. Aaiyo looking to go after Kruha. Not quite there. Kruha rotates back, still plays up in that corner. Going elusive is rixy, and then getting KO'd is rixy. So that's going to be a lot of the offensive threat off the map for a little bit. The end result will be one barrier quite quickly. 2 core flips available, but the first one is stuffed. Second one misses, and that's how you waste your resources. A power play, 2 core flips, all of it used. 1 barrier to show for it. A little bit disappointing for the Nerf Juno side. And now Torrchi's actually in danger of getting KO'd as well. The rollout forces rixy to burn the elusiveness. Torrchi's still able to get staggered, though. All you take is one last shot, but Aayyo's close as well. Sidesteps the punch, and a big save from deenos keeps Aaiyo alive. The body slam now puts Torrchi in trouble. Death Mark into the knockback. Goodbye. Power play now for the deenos side. As overtime continues, Tofu Wall shows down the top half of the map. Monk able to force it through the bottom. Not enough just yet. Power play does end, but the pressure is there. Core flip has to be used by Kruha. They go straight down the middle, straight into deenos, so it's a core flip of their own. Expect them to hold it until that barrier falls. Death Sentence takes the core away from the teammate. rixy rather just keep passing it to themselves. Get some of that charge. Hey, it's working out as the pendulum keeps it up high. Tofu Wall will slow it down again on the top side. Core gets behind deenos. That's going to be the second barrier gone. And now there's going to be a little bit of nervousness because both barriers no longer in play. rixy has a chance. Doesn't find the touch. We'll get another one. Tofu Wall into Kruha. It stays out somehow. Wild and wacky rotations. Death touch all goes through the black hole, so rixy won't get a shot with it as the black hole goes down. Monk is there. Dunk, lock and load, gets the core flip, but it's blocked. The pressure's there. Punch shot saved by deenos on the line. Power play going up high. rixy almost gets it. Not in just yet as Monk again takes himself back low. He's going to try to force it through. The rollout buys some time, but rixy is able to muscle Monk away. Cross-up shot down, and in Aaiyo gets the longest point yet. Crazy point, crazy goal. 2-1 lead. deenos in control of this one. Again, the black hole will go down quite early. Pressure will be kept up high. rixy stuck in his own team's tofu jail. Not where you want to be, able to get out. Not going to get punished this time yet. Spooky moment, though. Oh, you hate seeing someone, you know, friendly fire. Dubu and friendly fire, only one who can do it, I swear. Either way, let's see what happens here, because it's going to be a power play in favor of the deenos side. Quick KO. Does get rid of one. Torrchi, though, able to respond. I feel like while Torrchi has been doing a good job shutting down rixy, Aaiyo really has been the problem forward. As you can see, just winning out a lot of those duels with Monk. That said, not looking too great at the moment. That was a Torrchi shot, leading to a KO. Monk is going to try to force it in. The tofu barrier will shut down that top push, but now it's going to happen down below as well. 3 more seconds until we see the return of Aaiyo, who is back on the pitch, looking for that shot. Not going to find the first blast. Rollout keeps it up high. rixy accidentally pushed it backwards, I'd have to assume. Not really what they were intending. Black hole still there. rixy nearly walked into it. rixy has to be careful. Flirting with fire. Core flip going to be saved. Quick roll by deenos. Keeps it out for now. Goal open. Set point. This could be a big turning point, but no. Again, we're going to go to a 2-2 situation in a Series 1 setup. It does not get much tighter than this. Here we are. 2-2 game. What does Torrchi and rixy have? Well, they've got a back and forth, and again, Torrchi just shutting down rixy the moment they cross that line. That could be key. Kruha keeps the core away from the barrier the first time, not the second. Tofu Wall well placed by deenos. And it's a power play against them. And then they lose both their barriers as soon as rixy responds. It's funny how the game works out like that sometimes. Death Sentence intercepted by Kruha. Volley, it's also going to miss as well. Black hole keeps everyone away from the core. rixy still takes it up high, but off of the pitch goes Aaiyo, and that's a lot of the offensive firepower gone. Cross up, no, bump! It's post and out! I don't even know how that angle works. I agree, question mark for Car right there, but still, the game stays played. Back to the other side, Kruha gets hit behind them. Both goals open. Roll out will lead the shot, forcing out the tofu wall, but rixy's been staggered. rixy's in danger. Torrchi hunting for the KO. Going to get it, but the tofu wall still keeps us on the blue side of the pitch, where Aaiyo now is getting bunked and bullied and beaten around. yet still has enough presence to slow the push. Not enough. Monk gets the goal, and it's going to be a 2-1 set lead in favor of Nerf Juno. Apologies while I have a drink of water after that one. All right, here we go. Another draft, another moment. First pick actually going to be going to Monk on this, and I'm not too surprised. Monk spent a majority of that, yes, getting punched and beaten around, but was also that forward attacking force. It really feels like for the most part, we're just seeing a world where Kruha, to a lesser extent, but more so Torrchi, has just been kind of KO hunting. It feels like so much. They are going to be grabbing that prize fighter, kind of plays to that sort of mentality that we're getting. So we will see if that continues. 2-1 in our first game, and I need to remind people now, this is a best of 3. So even if Nerf Juno wins this set and wins this first match, well, we're still going to be playing another, right? So we're still early days. Nothing too crazy just yet. As the core stays up, top corner, Kruha's going to try that rollout to shut down that top half. Rixy, though, able to step forward, and that should lead to the second barrier falling. Now, it does feel like first goal has been going deenos' way more often than not. That's going to be the case. Again, Aaiyo with the snipe. Just kind of, it was a projectile dunk on Kruha that time around, enough to get that first goal. Of course, Aaiyo now playing with that super surge as well. So we are, I think, going to be seeing a more aggressive Aaiyo. I want to see aggressive flanks. Not going to be needed that time, as once again, you know, the first player to cross the midfield line just gets mosh pitted on and kind of taken out. Oh my gosh, the range on the Death's Mark. It's so far. Rixy just able to throw it across the map. It didn't make contact, but you really see, you know, how much range realistically deenos has. And they use that range for the first goal. They might have to use it again for the second. I mean, Monk, meanwhile, and Torrchi, they always have to get in their opponent's face. And normally you would think that range would be enough for an advantage, but credit where it's due for Nerf Juno. They always find ways to kind of get involved. Now Aio's in trouble. Has to go elusive, like, preemptively to avoid that lock and load. They should be safe for now, but still, the core's going to get on the other side. Torrchi's been staggered. Keep your eyes up top. Aaiyo getting them quite low. And now is where you can see Aaiyo actually look for that KO, and it could open a tough situation. Torrchi, though, able to fight back and turns it around, so the KO goes in favor of Nerf Juno instead. Torrchi wants it down past the lock and load, doesn't keep Rixy away, who has a core flip, going to use it, but it's straight into Kruha. Now Monk bring back the other way into the tofu wall, where deenos shuts it down. Across the middle we go. Black Hole's going to be back. Torrchi's quite low, needs to be careful, yet still we stay on that top end. Monk doesn't have the lock and load, can't cross it up. Volley misses as well, but the core stays up high. Torrchi, bounces it off Risky, goes low. Monk wanted that lock and load, timing not quite there. So we continue up towards that top end. Black Hole nearly back one more time. Rixy loses the dual cross up from Monk. Was close. Second shot is in, and we're tied at 1 once again. Whoa. This game, the tempo seems quiet and calm at first, and then will just accelerate out of nowhere. These two going at it, and again, I want to emphasize deenos getting themselves to the final look. So far, this event has just been so dominated by Kruha and whoever Kruha happens to be playing with. This is sort of like that third challenging team, you know, who can take them down. I thought it was going to be the 3 Zs at the start of the day. That's not going to be the case. Deenos, Aaiyo, as well as Rixy, they have done so well to get to this point. And they find a way to take this opening game to that next set. Well, that's just awkward. Core showdown goes in favor of Torrchi. That's going to be match point for our first match here. Juno just continuing to be nerfed, it seems. Every single time Nerf Juno gets a goal, one of her globs, you know, just has salt poured on it and melts away like the slugs that they are. Okay? The Nerf Juno, like, their secret, they're just high on the sodium intake. They're looking for another goal here to put the first game down. Torrchi core flip, but there's 2 A defenders in the way regardless, so not going to see that smash hit. Tofu Prison not going to hold anyone today. Everyone behind the core as it moves to the blue side. Late core flip from Kruha, though, gets it to Monk. Lock and load gets it down now with the core flip to end the first match. He's going to use it, take it up top. Match number 1 goes to Nerf Juno. That's going to do it. First match in this best of 3. Gonna go to the favorites. They're gonna be happy with that one. As Dubu and Kruha apparently against the game MVP. I almost want to give it to Monk, though. Maybe that's like the Drekar bias in me. 34k damage kind of adds to that bias. 91 shots. And remember, Torrchi was KO hunting, okay? 16 KOs on Torrchi. 34k damage on Monk. And yet, that game was still as close as it was. So in that regards, credit to the two teams. Crazy, crazy game between the pair of them. Doesn't mean we're going to have to see the reverse sweep, though, coming from that other side if the comeback's going to happen. I mean, we're going to look at some of the highlights right here. I think someone in the Twitch chat said it best that every single point it felt like was going to overtime. And part of that has to do with the map. I mean, Atlas's Lab, you can kind of get some of those longer matches. Again, it's not like Oni Village level, but it can be quite up there. However, I mean, hats off to deenos. Like, they kept that so competitive. And yeah, the math does say 1 KO for every 10 redirects, all right? Like, Torrchi just is that Juno player. And I mean, between Torrchi's demo or KO hunting, sorry, the Rocket League brain still just drilled in there, but Torrchi's KO hunting, you have Monk and Hal Ford, they constantly playing, and Kruha, Hal Ford, they constantly like to play in that midfield. I mean, we're seeing in the replays, every single one of these goals, they're in that midfield. They're not sitting back, which, to be fair, kind of where you want to be as long as you're not playing that stupid portal map, which I love. Okay, nothing against the portal map, but it's hard to play forward as a goalkeeper on that map. That's neither here nor there, though. We're going back to Inky's Splash Zone. I just don't like the name. I gotta admit it. I just don't like the name. A Kaizen Hover. All right. I mean, we're seeing this draft right now from the deenos side. Haven't seen Kaizen really except for once. It was kind of taken by mistake. Interesting to see how they play this one out. No era, no Aaiyo, whatever. Our firewall is up, so no glitches on the pitches. Instead, we are going to be see Kaizen hovering, and I think we're going to see Kaizen locked in as well. Really excited to see what they look like in competitive. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I mean, Agent Victoria wants to see an Asher pick. I don't know if we're going to get it. I don't think so. Yeah, with Rasmus still up, you kind of have to go that if you're Rixy. Not too surprised right there. Juliet, Estelle, Kai. Wow. It's like, it's team free to play. Okay, Nerf Juno? That's what I'm calling you now. Where's your fun, adventurous spirit? I guess you gotta play, you know, to win. It makes sense. It does make sense. Here we go. Kruha on Kai. I don't like it as much as I'd like the Dubu. We'll see as we start this one off how it will play out. Super excited to see, you know, Aaiyo in action on the newest striker to the game. Crazy. Ha 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 ha. All right. Opening awakenings. Quick strike. Everybody. Done. Remember that. Quick strike on everybody. Everyone's going to be hitting quick, but you know who's hitting quicker? Nerf Juno. Unleash the cannons. First one's actually going to come from the blue side. deenos cannon. Not really hitting its mark. Still waiting to see the one come from the red team. And not quite there yet. They got to get rid of that barrier first, and then that cannon will be up and available. deenos has rixy. Easy cross up at the core flip. Will be used to make the save, and then up towards the tofu wall. Kruha just, you know, playing with fire. Gets burned a little bit. Aaiyo gets that first point. Is it Kaizen or Kazan? I have no idea, Hiwei. All right, I pronounce every name incorrectly because I'm not intelligent at English. It is my first language. I'm just bad at it. 45 seconds, only 15 seconds in, and already that barrier is going to be gone. Kruha looks up top for Torrchi, but Torrchi was kind of create the space and winds up not actually getting a good touch on that core. Now you can see that space being made. Oh, the volley cross up. I like the attempt. deenos reaction time a bit too quick, but now Torrchi to Monk. It's 1-2, 1-2, 1-1, but Monk the one. You push that key over and over again. Eventually Torrchi has to step in to force the goal. Tie it up, one apiece. Here we go. Inky's so bad. Thank you, Throny. Somebody agrees with me. My goodness. Anyways, I'm just not a fan of this map. I don't know. Kruha on that top side. Torrchi's going to take it over the top. Eventually, we're going to bring it back down. In the end, another KO for Torrchi. Already finding, you know, to continue the same approach as last time. Just bully rixy. Don't allow rixy to play this game. Barrier's going to go down, which means it's time to fire the cannon. There it is. It's not really going to do too much this time around. See, it's like, oh, there's your gimmick. Doesn't do anything. Kruha down underneath, right into the death's mark, but Rixi's able to keep it surviving for now. Monk and Kruha each had a key line to the core, but Torrchi still wound up getting there first. Kruha now up to Monk. Nice shot, but it goes straight into the wall. Back down to the lower end. deenos wants to put the rollout, wants to keep that pressure. Not going to find it. Torrchi wants the stuff. A little bit of a mistiming, though. deenos with the core flip. You had to get that stun to kind of break it through. Doesn't have to be the case. Another fire of the cannon. Rare you get to see two. Normally, the goal is scored before then. And speaking of goals being scored, the core flip to Aaiyo. The cannon now, well, it's not going to hit its mark initially, but then it will rebound off Aaiyo and in. It's going to be a 2-1 lead to deenos. Here we go. You know, legitimately, I feel like the new champ, like Kazan, the new striker, that umbrella should be used to counter the water cannons, because that's an umbrella's job, right? But he doesn't even use it to do that. He just looks like, you know, a weirdo who walks around with an umbrella when it's not raining. Okay? Like, I don't know. It's an aesthetic choice. It's like the people who wear glasses as an aesthetic choice. Something about it just seems strange to me. Either way, cannon's gonna fire. That's gonna be the set. deenos puts it away. And you know what? He stayed dry while doing it. There you go. New striker helps gets the goal. Actually, wait. Is he technically wearing glasses as well? Is he doing both? Big fish. Going to be the hover. Most likely going to be the take on this one. So that's going to be the direction Aaiyo goes. Response will be the empowered special on Kruha. We'll keep our eyes on those snipes as we move forward. Perfect form as well on this Juliet, I think, will play out quite nicely. Have to admit, on the newer map, Nerf Juno was not looking as strong. We'll see what happens. It's not just an umbrella, it's a murder umbrella. I mean, yeah, but yeah, I'm not sure that makes it better. Murder is genuinely frowned upon, I would dare say. Here we go, though. Aaiyo, nice hook back, doesn't get the goal initially. As we see another fire from the cannon, and it shuts down Torrchi's approach, so the cannon is making itself useful, and the power play kind of acts as that third member that was lost as Torrchi wants to find a touch, goes for that barrier, not quite there. Monk has a core flip, might have to use it. Instead, it's going to be Kruha with the first use. Monk's follow-up, it's a swing and a miss, but still they find an avenue to that top side. Be a nice little bounce back for Nerf Juno if they could get this first goal. They're going to use the core flip, but it's straight in to deenos on the line. Brings it back. Aaiyo gets a KO on the opposite end, and now all of a sudden power play favoring deenos. And they'll turn it into a goal. Match number 2. Very heavily favoring deenos right now. They are just hitting their marks. This is really great to see, actually. As maybe there'll be a world where Nerf Juno comes back in this one, but I'm just liking the form. Aaiyo in particular. I mean, during the group stages, they stepped up. During the semifinals, he stepped up. Aaiyo looking like they want that MVP performance, but the pass to Monk is just too quick. And we're going to be tied 1 apiece here in our second set. Meek Mike promotes murder. Have multiple clips of it. Well, looks like me, Mike, and I have something to disagree about, okay? Not everybody needs to agree on everything. You're allowed to have disagreements. If me, Mike, thinks murder's okay, as the cannon gets a KO, that they're entitled to their beliefs. It's fine, okay? So, you know, just remember that moving forward. Monk Takes the shot. Not going to get it. Cannon comes back up the other way, and it's going to be used. Monk, though, doesn't get the pass shot quite the way they wanted it. There's the empowered special from Kruha, but it doesn't create the space. Still has the core flip available from both of our goalkeepers, actually. The name of the game will be try to get them to bite first, and Kruha does, maybe a little prematurely. Now the cannon comes through, not even needed. Pass up shot in Aaiyo. 1 goal away from making it set. Well, final set point. I don't know. Because you call this set point, but then I want to say like this. I don't know. They're 1 goal away from being 2 sets up. Let's just go with that. I don't know which terminology they want us to use. Everything's set point. Every point is set point. Omega Strikers should be a best of 1. 1 goal, 1 set, 1 level. You're never allowed to level up. The specials are there, but you're never allowed to use them. And you can only use each ability 1 time. In fact, you can only strike the core 1 time. So how you decide to strike it, that's what's important. There you go. Cannon gets fired. Don't find too much just yet. As pressure gets put on, Monk pushes forward. You know what I think would make this map better? If Aaiyo gets the cross up and gets that goal. 2 sets now to 0, favoring Team deenos. You know what would make this map better? Instead of it being a win mechanic, if the cannon was a comeback mechanic. So whoever gets the cannon, like whoever gets the first barrier, that opens the cannon for the other side. I think I would like the map a lot better with just that little change. And like the trigger for the cannon is underneath the barrier, and that's why you can't hit it ahead of time. See, like it would make kind of some logic sense. I don't know. Stacks on Aaiyo, who's already been everywhere on this pitch, it feels like. Just give them more speed. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I do like the missile proportion on Kruha, though. It does mean Kruha will be able to play further back, which sometimes can be a pitfall for Kruha. They like to go forward. I just, at the end of the day, well, they're going to miss their first special, so that's a little bit awkward. I just feel like I always like Kruha better on Dubu. I'm going to say it. Kruha's a better Dubu than Kai. At least in competitive sense. That's where the wins have come from. Kruha now. Still going to play middle of the pitch, and as I said, sometimes they step too far forward. They'll get punished for it. First goal goes to Aaiyo, down 2 away from getting themselves a second match. See what happens here. Cannon should aim for the goal, actually. You know what? If we're doing ridiculous things with the cannon, just, you know, the cannon's a tidal wave. It comes from your goal to the other goal, and there's nothing your opponents can do to stop it from scoring. There you go. That makes sense. I don't know. Weird map. Still getting used to it. Torrchi. Oh, little cross up. It's going to be stopped for now, and then with a bit of brute force, we'll find the point. So it's not going to be a rollover here in this third set. Torrchi's still fighting, still getting goals for the Nerf Juno side. Yeah, less cannon, more tidal wave, right? It's the tsunami button, just boom. Flood your opponent's side of the screen. Here we go. Aaiyo straight into the core flip of Monk. Down goes the barrier. Core flip as well, coming from Torrchi. Unable to get the cross up though. Monk wants to keep it tight, and Monk with a snipe through traffic gets the KO goal. And all of a sudden, set point for Nerf Juno. Back against the wall, needing the reverse sweep. They're going to get themselves in the good position for it. Blast from Kruha does some damage to deenos, but not timed well enough for the barrier to fall just yet. Monkey Stroke steps back down. Have to be careful of that death mark. Monk actually cuts it off. Good little touch, but not enough again for that barrier. Kruha, very aggressive use of the core flip. Should be expecting to get it back, though, before a second goal could be scored against them. Kruha's thinking. As that nearly gets to the barrier, but again, deenos able to make that save on the line. deenos putting in a lot of work. Aaiyo nearly taken out. Very close to being staggered right now. A less violent game this time around than what we saw in Atlas's lab. One of the reasons why this map is kind of boring. Like, you just don't, well, not, I shouldn't say boring, but less chaotic as, oh, rixy! Cheeky touch from rixy, gets it behind Kruha. Wasn't expecting Kruha to lose out on that battle, and now we're tied 2 apiece. Game point, match point for deenos, and it could take us to that decider. We could be going to a game 3. Wouldn't that be something? This Monk wants to keep it up on that top side. Kruha gets behind it underneath, looking to connect with Torrchi. Not able to get there quite in time. Core flip from Aaiyo brings it back down. Kruha's defense is going to hold for now. Rixy loses out on that duel to Monk from behind. Gets into that blue side of the pitch, but immediately comes back. Core flip used to save the barrier. Aaiyu's there, though, to cut off any passes. It is so difficult right now for Kruha to find that gap. Eventually, Torrchi has to step back, and through it, they created a bit of space. Not nearly enough. Goal is open. A chance for the win. rixy wanted the duel. Not going to get it, though. Core goes up high. There's the water gun. There's Monk. Tries to get the shot into the barrier. Not able to find it just yet. Kruha to Monk. Wants to get back up to Torrchi. Not able to find him. Aaiyo on the field. Gets a bit of poke. But a nice elusive play from rixy. The point blank death touch nearly gets the cross up. Aaiyo does. And the second game in this best of 3, it goes to deenos in a sweep. And now we're going to a decider. How to keep things interesting, right? Can't make it just be a clean-cut Nerf Juno easy ride to victory. You got to go to the third. Damage numbers so much lower. KO numbers, Torrchi still the most, but so much lower than what we saw in Atlas's lab. And this is just like, part of it's the nature of the map, but that map does not play to Nerf Juno's playstyle. I think that became very apparent in this one. They weren't able to stay sticky on their opponents because, well, yes, the cannon can split the map in half and make it smaller. It's not like an Atlas's lab or a night markets where you're really able to kind of split that difference, right? You're always going to kind of have it in that spot. So we are going to be going, hopefully quite quickly, into our third match here, as I'm so small. Like, the TV is so big, but I'm so small for you guys right now. Also, I'm kind of looking over at that Atlas statue, and I'm thinking, yeah, maybe he's deserving. I'm sorry, not Atlas. That's the Rasmus channel statue I'm looking at. Maybe he's deserving, but I'm kind of more, I'm in favor of that guy, right? I want to see more Atlas out there. And where's our Dubu statue? That's really what we need. But that's neither here nor there. A big shout out, by the way, as we get ready to go into our third and final match. Take a quick moment to shout out Jet in production. Shout out, you know, all of the Jammers gamers jumping in, giving me a little break during that semifinal. Can't do this without either in terms of that production side. And a big shout out, probably the biggest shout out to Snoo for continuing with this event. It comes down to moments like this. Game number 3 in our best of 3 final. And of course, back on Atlas's lab, my personal favorite map. Right place to be. But last time, although it gave us a crazy match, it did get a little bit more one-sided towards the end in favoring Nerf Juno. So we'll see if they're going to have a chance to bring that out one more time. I'm liking this current hover, though. Torrchi, third game in a row on Julia. Kruha back on the Dubu. But Monk going to be going to the Era instead of the Drakkar, which we saw last time. See how much that changes their approach. Erasmus, Aaiyo, and Dubu on the other side. So we are going to see the deenos versus Kruha Dubu battle once again. You have to deal with an Amy, fair enough. But rixy on the Rasmus last time. Every time they try to get forward and try to get proactive, they just got bullied out of it. Quick look at the awakenings as we come in. I mean, look, perfect form for everybody except for rixy and deenos, who have gone for reverberation. And that's just rixy learning their lesson after last time. I mean, you see 2 reverberations because of how aggressive you know Torrchi is going to be against you. So give yourself that extra stagger, give yourself that extra survivability. Let's see if it works out in deenos' favor. And yeah, Estelle bans. I mean, after seeing Estelle all day long, not too surprising to see the bans come out. Where's the spell? Here we go. Setup from deenos, looking to get at least one barrier here. Kruha has to abandon the top side, but that's fine. They'll happily defend the bottom. No black hole to be utilized yet, but a lot of damage now on both of the attacking deenos members. They get staggered. They go down. Goodbye, rixy. Aaiyo into strife as well. Granted, deenos has the core flip. Probably don't want to use it until the goal is open, unless you find an avenue to kind of bring back the other way. Now they think they do, as they created a momentary lapse, gap, I should say, in the pressure. Also, at that same token, Kruha goes forward at the same time. Torrchi goes down. There's the Aaiyo turret. It's going to go in. First goal goes to deenos. Alrighty. Starting off with that quick one on the deenos side. I am seeing a surprising lack of dancing dinosaurs right now for this deenos team. I don't know if you guys have decided that is bad luck, or if, you know, everyone's too focused on the match to start that spam. But the Dancing Dinos, they're 1 goal up in Game 3 right now. Kruha has not lost an Oceanic event since I don't even know when, and technically behind. Here we go. 1-0 lead. That's what the Deenos have. Aaiyo trying to get it past Monk. Not going to be able to do it. It's going to be a snipe shot, and that's going to tie us up one a bit. One apiece, I should say. Not one a bit, but yeah. Monk doing what they can, and it's weird for me seeing Era, you know, being the aggressive in-your-face Era always catches me off guard. Just kind of like what I think rixy should have been caught off guard, just getting immediately taken out by Torrchi. Revenge was found, though, courtesy of Aaiyo. Again, AME, one of the few, you know, strikers who could do that same thing. And we got a very, very brief power play in favor of our red side. Not going to accomplish too much. As we bring it back to that opposite side. Kruha keeping it up on that top half. Torrchi, nice black hole dribble. Then it's a pass. 1-2-1 and in. Oh, that was like an ice hockey play right there. Torrchi down to the teammate in Monk. Right back up. Shot straight on through the net. Deenos never going to do too well in that 2v1 situation. Exactly. Very clean goal. And with that, we're looking at set point for this blue side. Black hole gets destroyed. Maelstrom not really making contact with anyone as Torrchi now playing in that forward side. Gets a little bit bullied, isn't able to rotate back to help the team, and that's going to be a KO on to Kruha. I think that's the first time we've seen him KO tonight. And with an open net on this power play for another 5 seconds. Oh, it's actually going to be a barrier falling to the other side. Torrchi just playing a game of chicken right now. It was the patient game, waiting for the opportunity to strike. Never going to get a good touch to get it to the barrier, but they do get the demo instead. Now Kruha and Monk have to hold on their own. Aaiyo was open up top, but the pass never going to get there. Good body slam, keeps the core safe for now. As rixy wants to go up to Aaiyo, but Aaiyo wanted to go forward. So the pass almost kind of working against the Dino side. Now Aaiyo has a chance. Body slam breaks it up. Another opportunity for Aaiyo. No, it's actually passed backwards. I'm not sure I like that, but I do like this shot. Top corner and in. Aaiyo snipes the gap. And we're going to have a 2-2 game for our first set. Here we go. 2-all. Black hole nearly sets up Monk, but Deenos was there for the first save, but not for the second. Up top and down below, both barriers fall. Monk misses on what could have been a goal-securing shot. Aaiyo gets one barrier on the other side, but now you gotta play some defense. That's Mark, not in time. Torrchi muscles it in, and the first goal, and the first set, I should say, will go to Nerf Juno. Nerf Juno, 1 up, and now, oh boy, peak performance, quick strike, rapid fire, all of these good selections, not to mention a prime time sitting there. Where do you go? You go tempo swing is where, and that's going to leave prime time available for the other side. So yeah, okay, we're going to get Aaiyo on prime time, but tempo swing on Torrchi is scary. Now I do feel like the reverberate is actually working out pretty well in comparison to the perfect form. We'll see how that plays out, but, and I also like rixy getting peak performance. Considering how every time rixy steps forward, it's just like immediately Torrchi's on them like a magnet. It's good to cab. It's a good grab. As 3Z Breezy, thank you for the raid, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're in the midst of this grand final. Those of you who are jumping along right now, it's a pretty exciting moment right here. It's a best-of-3 final. This is the 3rd match. We are at 1 apiece. And some backstory for this event. So far, Kruha has been on 2 separate teams and has won it twice in a row. 3rd separate team looking to be the one for the 3-peat, but not going to get it easy because that's going to be a goal courtesy of rixy. It looked like an Aaiyo dunk. Not quite going to be the case. Instead, it'll be rixy putting it in. And just like every set, it feels like Deenos will find a way to get that opening goal. Deenos, again, under pressure initially. Trying to find a way to protect that lower barrier, and does so with some helps of rixy. Turret used very aggressively. Just kind of throws Torrchi off, but a beautiful Maelstrom somehow doesn't KO Aaiyo. who stays up in that. And oh, if I never have to say KO Aaiyo again, it will be too soon. Either way, Black Hole makes quick work of Torrchi, and now it's going to be a power play in favor of deenos. Tofu wall on the bot side. Doesn't save that top tower. Yes, again, the lower Tofu wall does what it can. Maelstrom goes straight down the middle, but isn't able to make too much contact. deenos so far forward, but still is the one applying all the pressure because rixy was just running disruption, and yet that barrier still stands. Black Hole immediately disintegrates as Monk wanted a chance for the core, but Torrchi was never going to be able to get it to them. Aaiyo still has been staggered. It's going to go for the orb, but has to play a dangerous game. In fact, Torrchi, just by their presence, is able to keep Aaiyo off of it. Now Aaiyo under a lot of strife. Stays standing, at least for now. Should have, you know, the elusive available, but no! Oh, I think rixy hit it into the black hole and takes out the teammate now in the 2v3. Second barrier is going to fall, opening perhaps for Nerf Juno, because Monk's got the core flip. Not going to use it yet. Torrchi didn't get the KO they were looking for still. I think any given moment, Monk could be the one looking for that shot. They've been pretty on point with the core flip so far, saving it for now. Maelstrom doesn't do too much, and the core flip's not even needed. It's going to be a goal for Nerf Juno. Alrighty. Yes, LGBZZZZ did win week 2, but they won it with Kruha. So, you know, it's how it works. He's been on 2 separate teams, and he's won 2 separate events. I mean, you know that, Denong. You were in that event. You knew what was up. You know how it be. You know how we keep in it. You know where's what and what's where. How is how, and there's that. deenos playing a little bit of defense on that barrier, as the good goalkeep should. Rixy is actually going to be the one who's getting kind of bullied around by Monk, as Aaiyo on that top side trying to beat out Kruha, but yeah, with that core flip, it's always going to be a tough ask, and then Torrchi comes from below and knocks you off, saying goodbye. And we're going to see some pressure there. Yes, that is the normal team, Victoria. That is the normal Triple Z team, but last event, I believe it was Zenesis was overseas, so Kruha was the sub goalkeep, and they won. Yeah, as Ahmad said, Kruha sub. And they won. So, which is why it's a bit of a shocker to see Triple Z not even make the top 4 here tonight. Like, that 2-2 record definitely caught me off guard. They would have been my pick for the finals. In fact, I may have had a cheeky Triple Z pick to win it, but at the moment, it's looking like it's going to be Nerf Juno. Another goal found, 2-1. And this is where, if you're deenos, pressure, nerves, maybe. But you're going to be feeling something right about now, because going down 2 sets, I don't want to say it's a death sentence, that's Erasmus ability, but I do want to say it makes your life very, very hard. 1 barrier down already. Core flip available on Monk. Might have to use it defensively, and they miss the barrier. But Torrchi's there. Good Tofu wall coming out of deenos, and that will be enough to give the deenos team a bit of space to work with. Aaiyo, instead of going high, goes down low. A little bit surprised. Maelstrom from behind doesn't make contact. Genie little play, but Monk does get found out, and Rixy makes quick work of them. Now the goal is open. Power play in their favor. deenos with the core flip is going to step forward. Do we see a Dubu offensive play? Well, not quite. What we see is the pressure, but Rixy was a little bit too centered and won't be able to find the angle for the redirect. So power play ends. Monk is back. Turret not really hitting its mark because of that black hole. Now Rixy up above. Keeps the pressure. Death's touch! Gets Kruha out of the way and allows the core to slip through, and we're tied 2 apiece. Here we go. Game. Well, this is a big one for this game. We're either getting a 2-0 set score, or we're getting a tied set in our final match of the night. deenos with that wall keeps everything pinned up above. Maelstrom down the middle. Not going to find too much as Monk stays on Torrchi, who's taking quite low. The turret buys a bit of time, but it's a bit of a snipe from Rixy to get that barrier open. There's the core flip. Kruha makes the first save. deenos tries to bully Torrchi out, who is staggered, but has that core flip available. You'd want to get them to use it prematurely, and yet still to get the KO. They had to use the core flip afterwards. I think it was part of the combo. Instinctual doesn't really work out. Monk as well misses with the core flip, and those are 2 key abilities gone right now for the Nerf Juno side. deenos holding on the line. Kruha plays midfield, but maybe that will get them burned. Rixy versus Kruha. They bait, and Kruha bites. So no elusive available for the goalkeeper. The court's not there to be able to punish as going elusive as well. Aaiyo does what they can to stay alive. Tofu wall keeps him safe, at least for now. Monk tries to keep it up on that top side. Torrchi waiting underneath. You know Torchi's looking at Aaiyo, looking for a chance to strike, and it's the turnaround, the clap back that gets the KO from Torrchi. Now with the power play, Nerf Juno can strike. Tofu wall keeps it forward. Second barrier falls. Torrchi to Monk. Back down to Torrchi. There's the death touch. It's not going to hit, but neither will the shot. It goes back to the top side. deenos looking to get on top of Monk. Lets it ride to the bot side, but Aaiyo has to take the long way around the black hole. rixy as well. Super deep. That leaves deenos on their own through the maelstrom. The goal is scored, and Nerf Juno is 1 set away from taking this series, from taking this event. 3 goals, and they can do it. deenos, if they want the comeback, they're going to have to pull off that reverse sweep. First pick going to Kruha. Where do we go? I mean, Hotshot seems good. Catalyst seems better. That's going to be the selection. Big Fish falling back to the Rasmussen. We're seeing, you know, deenos taking their time before locking in Hotshot. Empowered Maelstroms and stacks on stacks, though, for the 2 forwards coming out of the Nerf Juno side. That is a scary thing to think about. And with aerials falling all the way back onto an Amy. Everyone's happy with that draft. No one kind of steps away from that one thinking, oh man, that could have gone better for me. Everyone should be pretty keen. We'll see what happens. What? How does deenos protect that barrier right there? The rollouts, the body slams, everything timed to perfection. Really well done. But then you let that one slip? deenos, come on. Gotta play better than that when you're back against the wall, that's for certain. A little bit of a mistake, and now they get KO'd. Torrchi feeling in control. The death mark goes opposite side and grabs 2 barriers. rixy, what a save. Oh, the save and the turnaround from rixy. They may have done just enough for their goalkeeper to come back. deenos is there. Goal is open. And now all of a sudden, deenos could be able to find something, but the maelstrom into the Torrchi Phoenix kick will get that first goal. I mean, look, rixy might have made my favorite play of the day, and it's kind of leading my pick for the MVP of this event so far, but yeah, too much. This Nerf Juno team, they're too good on this map, it feels like. Quick KO once again. Torrchi finding yet another. How did that not hit the top barrier? Again, I ask. Well, this time it does. Finally goes down. So does the second. And we are, well, 2 goals away from concluding our night. Unless rixy can make the magic happen here. It's going to go ahead and take down that barrier. Pressure put on from the Aaiyo turret. It's broken up. deenos up to rixy. Not able to get to Aaiyo just yet. Maelstrom goes straight down the middle, but it's a pass up to Torrchi. No, they lose possession. Here comes Aaiyo holding it in the Tofu prison. rixy cross up off the wall and in. Good shot from rixy, and deenos is still fighting. This is such an intense final. You love to see it. When 2 of the best teams go at it, it always, well, makes the magic happen. Once more, though, an early KO. I mean, Torrchi has just been hitting them again and again and again, although Monk definitely helped out that time. Barrier's gonna fall. Why is Kruha all the way up there dropping walls on barrier? Gets fair enough. Black hole does a fair bit of damage as well to the deenos side. Still have 2 barriers up though. We'll see what happens. deenos with the core flip, but same with Torrchi. And Torrchi could be using it to go for a KO on rixy. deenos tries to defend their teammate, but now it's to defend the barrier because that wall is there. Kruha doesn't time it very well though, and it comes back the other way. rixy takes down the second barrier. A chance to put them on set point. Core flip from deenos. Nope, it's denied by Torrchi. And now Monk, a core flip of their own, throws it right into the rollout as Torrchi looks for the special hit, but it's not special enough. Oh, Aaiyo misses because of the black hole. A little bit awkward right there. Still, out comes the turret. The wall does its job, keeping the core pinned up high. Aaiyo loses the battle. Torrchi gets it off of the backboard, but still not into that barrier. deenos looking for Aaiyo. Down, not in. Core flip available on Kruha, so it's going to be extra difficult for deenos to get that goal. Down to rixy. They should have the death touch here. Do we see the hook? Nope, not yet. Hold on to for now. Torrchi doing what they can. Hooks whiff. Barrier's down. Maelstrom does damage, but doesn't get a KO. Either way, it's going to be a cross-up. Either way, this could be a very tense overtime. Aaiyo doesn't get it. I thought that was enough to get Kruha off balance, and again the dive forward. Not enough to beat out Kruha. That, though, will be enough to beat out deenos, and we go to tournament point. Another sip of water for this one. Hope you're all hydrated. Hope you're all enjoying this. 1 goal away. Nerf Juno. They can piece together something magical here. Kruha going for their three-peat. 1 barrier's already down. But pressure's going to come back up on that other side. Rixy, kind of been a one-man army on this Rasmus. Has been allowed to cook a little bit more than normal. Torrchi, kind of more after Aaiyo, it seems like. Maelstrom goes down the middle. Doesn't find too much. That's going to be a key special. Gone. Dino saves the barrier as well. Rixy, though, just kind of playing a bit of chicken. Aaiyo misses on the, I want to say the harass, but doesn't matter because of that tofu wall. Keeps it up front and center. A rollout misses as well. A lot of abilities kind of being undershot from the Dino side as Rixy has to go evasive in order to avoid being taken out by Torrchi now. Core on the red side. It's going to be brief. Early core flip from Deenos, but it's early enough to get Rixy back on the attack. Gets it behind Kruha, but Monk is there for the save. Now again, Rixy looks for the pass intercepted by Monk once more. Core flip on Torrchi. That's not going to be enough for the barrier. The rollout made the save. Such a key play from Deenos right there to keep that barrier standing. Torrchi still looks for the KO. Again, Rixy has to go evasive. Gets the orb, gets some health, but is still being hunted by this Juliet. Back pass instead of shooting into the barrier. Maelstrom nearly takes out Deenos. Torrchi underneath still can't get to the barrier, but Monk does. Goal is open for the tournament. Floor flip, Kruha down. Torrchi not able to cut it off just yet, but is still looking to play just outside that goalkeeping box. Aaiyo back on the other side, can't find any opening. Here comes Torrchi. Pin is denied by a rollout out of Deenos as the barrier falls on the other side. Tofu wall doesn't keep it pinned. There's the pendulum, pass up to Aaiyo, goes for the shot and dunk, not going to find it. Torrchi looking to do the same, drops the special, but because of the body slam, it's saved. There's the KO, but it's Rixy with the save on the line. However, the core gets behind him, pass down to Monk. There's the Maelstrom, there's the KO, there's the event. Torrchi puts it through with the combo, and Nerf Juno gets the win. It took everything to muscle that core pass at the end, but Nerf Juno, they had it in them. The synergy when it mattered most was going to be enough for the goal. They're going to be the Monday winner once more. Torrchi and Juliet got it 3 games in a row. I don't know how that's allowed, but hey, credit where it's due. 35k damage out of that Juliet. Only 9 KOs, so less KOs than the first time we went to Atlas's lab. But it was that KO at the end that counted. Really well played for Deenos, though. I mean, they fought with it, stuck with it till that very, very end. But something about the Kruha Torrchi Monk team. Something about Kruha right now. It likes to win these events, okay? They're 3 for 3. And at what stage do we say that, like, yeah, Kruha is, you know, the best in the region? I mean, Torrchi's got 2 now. Lunar's not playing on this team. Was on the Dubu Hunters. So this is Monk's first win. So congrats to Monks for putting that one through as well. But only one player has won 3 of these in a row. And yeah, I like what Antidotion 2. I can't read, but I like what you're saying. The unyielding pressure, that really is what it came down to. It was just that little bit too suffocating, and you have to give it to him in the end. Really, really well done. And Pokemon level 10, yeah, I also agree on that one. We do need more games like this because when you get to the finals, it's always delivering for a banger. And, well, bang on we do. Hashtag ban Dubu apparently is where we're going at right now. I mean, Dubu did get through, and like, it's no coincidence. Kruha with Dubu win, Kruha with tie loss. All right, I'm just gonna put that out there. You know, if you're thinking, what do you ban against this team? Do you ban the Juliet? Do you ban the Dubu? Do you ban the Rasmus? Like, what do you ban? It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But you know what? It still was a fun one. Yes, we are going to be getting an interview, by the way. It's going to be set up right now, and hopefully it won't take too long. I believe we actually have a camera this time as well. Look at that. We got the cameras going on. So does that mean we actually get nameplates, or are we still going to have to do like introductions again and putting like names to voices? Because
well, I'm Monk. For those who don't know, I'm Monk. Monk Gyatso.
I mean,
former, we met again. Kruha the goalie.
Yep, we meet again 3 times in a row. Congratulations, so Monk, Kruha. Do we have everyone? Do we have Torrchi as well?
Torrchi's
in Torch, yes sir.
We're all here. Let's go.
Excellent. Well, first of all, congratulations on the 3 of them. I know you can't see them. Hopefully, we'll be able to set it up so we can, at least show off. It makes sense that, Monk, your first time here, you show up with the camera, not aware that, like, apparently everyone else on your team always tries to hide it. But there you go.
Dude. Come on.
I don't mind.
He's a savage.
I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, excellent. Well, let's go through some questions then real quick, just to celebrate like this win. I'm going to start with you, Monk, again, because you have the camera, so you get the honor of going first.
Of course.
Brought into this team, winning it out, first one, big dub right there. Was that sort of the expectation coming in? Did you think you had a shot to win it all, or is this kind of a bit of a surprise for you?
I'd be lying if I said I didn't think we were going to win it all. I thought we were definitely capable of it, being close many times. I was definitely expecting to see the Xenasis Aaiyo team, just so good, always consistent.
Yeah.
So it surprised me to not see them in, but no, definitely when we signed up, the intention was to win it all.
Yeah, and I mean, like, you've played before again with Rixy, going up against Rixy, this time kind of towards the end right there.
Yeah.
Like, was there something? Because I noticed it felt like, I don't know, either you or Rixy was the first one KO'd every single time. Is that because of the a little bit of the past teammates going at it, or just nature of the game?
I think that as the games get better and the teams get better, if someone's dying, then the other team should be trading the kill off. In a perfect world, that's what should be happening. So I think when you've got 2 equal teams, like today, you kind of expect to see that. And I feel like we, in all our games, had more KOs and converted on our kills a bit more. But no, it's definitely not by design that I'm dying first. It's definitely a mistake on my half, but credit to the other team as well.
Fair enough. Now, moving on, I mean, welcome back to the winner's circle as well. I have to say, Torrchi, missed you last week. You wound up against Kruha and felt what it was like to play against him. How much better is it playing with him on your team?
Oh, it's a lot better. I'm not getting SDB rolling on me every 2 seconds.
Yes, sir.
Fair enough. Now, I guess my question for you again: 3 games, 3 Juliets. I'm pretty sure it was the most damage in every single game, like all the time. Were you surprised Juliet kept getting through? Did you have a backup plan if that got banned out, or is it just sort of like this is it?
I play all the brawlers, honestly. If they ban Juliet, I just go to Zentar or something more annoying.
How deep is X?
Oh.
That's in the back pocket.
If we get a castle start or a
don't
chat
ask
start,
about
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, fair. You gotta ask on that one. And I mean, like, so having played against, both with and I guess against, Kruha, the goalkeeper on your side and goalkeeper on the other team, do you actually have to change your style when playing against him, or is it just like you always try to do your own thing?
I'm just thinking about how I can dash punch barriers. That's all I'm doing the whole game.
Fair enough. Yeah. And now, all right, now to Kruha himself again, 3-time champ. Keep winning this thing. Doesn't matter who you team with. When are you going to really challenge yourself? Like, pick some names more at the bottom of the Swiss ladder and see if you can do it that way.
These are the bottom names, dude. Come on.
That's a good question.
No, it's always a pleasure playing in this tourney. I think it's quite hard to adapt to my playstyle in particular. So it definitely takes a high adaptability player, a high skill player to pick up on it. Because if you don't pay attention for 2 seconds, you'll just see me halfway up, and we'll have no barriers left. And it's like, all right, who's gonna fix it? So yeah, that's how it goes.
Also, I want to ask some questions too, kind of about like the newer maps that we've seen, because we didn't get to see you guys play on the Portal map. But this is a question I think more for you as the goalkeeper. Love it or hate it? Is it a new avenue to get more aggressive as the goalie, or are you now more nervous to press forward? Like, what's your take on that one?
I think it's pretty early on to say I hate it, but I am going to say that I quite dislike it. I believe there probably should be like a tiny cooldown on the portal, because you hit it straight through and then you've barely got like any reaction to hit it when it comes straight back. But as I said, there's probably a lot of like deep outplays on this map that I don't think I think we're all just monkey brains at this point. So it'd be nice to get in the lab and try out some new tech on that map, because I think there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely feels like it's, out of the 2 new maps, it's the map that has that tech potential, as opposed to just a cannon shot every now and then. Although, have seen a lot of teams using the cannon tech at times. But then I've also seen other teams just, if it's available, just hit it no matter what. Is there any strategy around the cannon on Inky's map yet, or is it still just smash it?
I think with us in particular, we quite dislike that map. I think because the barrier is so wide and you need a lot of spacing, it's quite hard to kind of achieve anything other than just trying to slam it. And then if you get their barrier, we kind of just do it straight away. And we just like to have someone set up on the corner so when it bounces off, because it can't go in off the laser, thank God. If it could, that'd be a disaster. So we kind of just press it straight away and just pray. Big prage every time.
All right, I'm stealing a question from chat right now from Mirror Image, asking you, Monk, lights off, tactical design, or just
he's in the zone, dude.
I always play with the lights off. There's no strategy to it. It's very bad for you. I don't employ anyone to do it, but no, that's what I do. But I did want to add on the new map discussion and just kind of get my 2 cents, where I kind of like. I think they both add a lot of they change the game quite a bit, but I feel like they might be a bit too rushed. Like the portal cooldowns are a great example. I think they could both do with cooldowns, and the Inky Splash thing. I don't know if it should be straight up killing you the moment you touch it, or just full staggering you is a significant advantage enough, because it really does just feel like if you die, if you lose your barrier, then that map's kind of over. So I definitely put them both as the worst 2 maps right now, with the portal one being slightly better, just a few tweaks, and it's really good.
Yeah, it is interesting though to see like that's a way how they're trying to change the design of the game. Like I am for them experimenting with these maps, but maybe leave them in the quick play before you put them in like a competitive rotation.
Yeah, there's a lot they could do to fix the competitive scene, like changing the way the draft pick works. Like at the start of the match, you can't swap picks, you can't. Pick ban's a bit finicky right now, so I feel like just a few competitive tweaks in games are a really good spot.
So let's hypotheticalize a little bit, made up word, but if we were able to pick and ban maps, then
yes,
because you hate those 2 new maps, are they insta banned, or would you try to learn them just because probably everybody in the competitive scene hates those maps?
We're definitely banning Oni for this map bans.
Oni's my favorite map. See, that's where we disagree. But like Oni's fun for me. I can see how it's not fun for others, but I feel like it'd be really cool if you could pick maps, because then because teams are definitely better on certain maps, and certain strikers are better on certain maps as well. So if you could be really good at one thing and then they're not good at that map, and then you get that map, it's not a good showcase of how good you are. So that's something I don't like.
Yeah, because I did notice, 2 for 2 on Atlas's lab there in that grand final.
Oh, that's probably my best map. Yeah.
Yeah, well, there you go. So it does all come together in that regards. Look, going back one last time, Kruha, have to ask 3 in a row. What are the odds we see 4? What are the odds that this just continues forever?
Look, I might be taking a break from the next Monday night.
Even now, this is
with great victory comes uni work. Needs a bit of work. So look, I'm still deciding, but at this point, I probably will be taking a break from the next Monday night, and then I'll be back, baby. So. All
right. Well, there you have it. You're gonna leave it up for grabs, I suppose.
Yes.
Kind of like the wrestler leaving their boots in the ring, but with the promise they'll be back. We'll see how that stands out again. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and congrats on your victory.
Thanks, Paul.
Thank you so much.
Good work, everyone.
Great job. Well done to all the staff. You do a great job for what you make it very entertaining. So props to you.
Props.
Thank you. The solo effort's always a lot more difficult. So a big shout out to Jammers Gamers as well for jumping in during that semifinal. A little bit sad I didn't get to see him play in the semifinal, but that's neither here nor there. On to that note, though, we are going to be saying good night at this stage. Thank you again, everyone who has turned up and watched along and participated. Thank you to the staff behind the scenes. It was a good showing from both Jet and Snoo doing what they can. Even if Jet tried to rig the broadcast so we'd show his team more than once, we saw through, and we got only good matches on stream tonight. So I believe we're going to actually not end it just now. I believe we're going to have another interview. Well, there you go. That's what we're doing. All right, we're making me work because apparently deenos' team was also on. Is that still available, Snoo? Are we still doing that? I need confirmation. Never mind. Okay, never mind. Not the case. My apologies. Uh-oh. Well, We did it. OCE production, everybody. Let's go. Have a great night, everybody. Do make sure to keep playing this game. Keep hounding and asking for map picks and bans because, you know, I'm in agreement with the Twitch chat. I'm in agreement with the players. Would love to see. I think that really is the biggest thing holding, you know, the competitive scene back that bit. So let's get those maps, picks, and bans. Let's continue to hold events like this, and let's continue to have fun out there. Have a great night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.